everybody. Welcome to the fantastic Expo bout. We are live here on Blood and Thunder track. My name is Val Capone. I am joined by G.I. Jones,
Hello.
As well as our fantastic producer, Kent the Politician.
We've got anthems going on.
All right, so right now I believe we're hearing the team anthem for Team Baltic, and then we will be following it up with the team anthem from Team Israel. All right, so that was a team anthem for Team Baltic. See a beautiful sign in the audience. It's pure Baltic in here. That's what I'm seeing from the crowd. So now we are going to hear the team anthem for Team Israel. All right, awesome. I see the beautiful Israeli pride flag in the audience. Very excited to call this game. I know you are as well, Jonesy.
Very eager to see what's going to happen here. This is a beautiful crowd. Of course, the other tracks shut down, and they're prepping for our later evening events.
But how fantastic that we get to see two up-and-coming nations, if you will, here at the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup. So we're going to go through a rundown real quick of the rosters for you. Why don't you let us know who is representing Team Baltic?
Okay, Team Baltic, we've got 0-0 attack damage carry. Number 1-2, a Bright and Tiny. 13, Steel Panther. 17, Inez Rodriguez. 21, Psycho Candy. 27, Hot Carrot. 363, Avenger. 42, Sweet Not Heart. 64, Sup. 66, Hacker Dame. 727, Thundercats. 8, Catwoman Do. 88, Stellar Performance. And number 9, Critic.
And they are also joined by their coaches, Sirius Block and Zidzi. And Team Israel is going to be number 11, Autumn Bomb. Number 118, Destroyevsky. Number 121, No Fuchs Given. Number 17, Shlomit Balls. Number 2, Manic Panic. Number 24, Sharabunga. Number 301, Car Meltdown. Number 39, Doris Hayes. Number 413, Druckmann. Number 6, Veritas. Number 613, Ivana Schwitz. 7177, Space Muffin. And 808, Sidlicious.
And while you did that countdown, the game has started. The first whistle has gone. And we are off to a good start. Team Baltic with lead. Number 8, Catwoman Do.
I believe that's Catwomando.
Catwomando?
I would say like Commando. Womando.
She's out of the back first anyway. She has
there you go.
For the Baltic states.
Catwomando. Either way, she's killing it.
I'm seeing a penalty being called. First penalty being issued to number 17 for Israel.
Yeah, that's Slow Meatballs. And Destroyevsky is now out of the pack.
And you see Catwoman going through the pack, looking to her bench, calling off the jam.
That was a great time called there, Jonesy. 9 points on the board for Team Baltic. Israel has 0.
Okay, S1 Helmets, the official sponsor of the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup. S1 Lifer helmet, best fit and best protection equals made for roller derby. Get a lifer, be a lifer. S1, the official helmet of the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup.
So lining up now, we are going to have number 11. That's Stavbaum, or Autumnbaum. That's Stav in Hebrew. Means autumn. We do have a lead jammer again for Team Baltic. That's Inez Rodriguez.
Psycho Candy there, number 21. Calling off the jam, the penalty box full of blockers. That's 2 for each team, and that was Psycho Candy actually with the start
Psycho
on
Candy,
that
I'm sorry.
last jam.
I was mistaken, I do apologize. Psycho Candy, number 21.
Adding 4 points to the score, bringing it up to 13.
Yeah, and that's the first 4 points on the board for Team Israel.
Double Threat Skates, expert advice from experienced staff. Head to doublethreatskates.co.uk.
So we're going to have Steel Panther taking on No Fuchs Given.
Very, very eager jammer there.
Yeah, they're
not
just
hearing the multitude of whistles.
Yeah, they
were pushing through.
I believe they were just both so excited to get started skating that they both just went before all the extra whistles blew.
I believe I'm seeing the whiteboard being held by the penalty box manager. There's skaters standing, so I think they needed to have people report to the box that didn't. So there may be a situation there.
So it's going to be an official timeout at this point. So let's just kind of give you a little backstory on Team Israel, shall we? So at the line, you see number 121. That's No Fuchs Given. She's from Tel Aviv Roller Derby. This is actually her first game.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a handful of skaters from Israel, from Team Tel Aviv, that this is their first game ever. Could you imagine? You're a skater.
I skate, yes.
Yeah, you're a skater. I'm a skater. I could not even imagine what it would be like to have my very first game be at the World Cup of roller derby.
Yeah, I don't think I had more than a dozen people maybe at the game that I played the first time behind closed doors on my skates as a small Bambi.
Exactly.
And here we have at least a couple hundred people, if not more.
Several hundred plus all the fantastic
around.
viewers at home.
And once again, we've had a jump the gun with the whistle to end the timeout, prompting the jammers to take off.
I think
they are eager. They are eager to prove themselves on the world stage.
Yeah, I believe Fuchs is living up to the name. So she's actually has USA roots out of California, but she is representing Team Tel Aviv. Excuse me, Team Israel, no problem, with Tel Aviv Roller Derby. We're going to get things underway.
There we go.
Fuchs trying to find her way around the outside, and she does. First jam ever, first game ever. Guess what? Lead jammer for No Fuchs Given.
Both jammers are out. She slides down, loses her footing on the floor.
That's a smart call off from Fuchs. Steel Panther was a jammer for Team Baltic, Jonesy, and she was about to start scoring. So more like no points given by
better.
Fuchs. Yeah.
Much better. 13-4 sitting, of course, the score right now. We can see some internal coaching happening amongst the players and the staff on the benches. Very new teams, and understandably, they have several new people on both teams, rookies, that are just getting into this, as you mentioned. No Fuchs Given, of course, her first jam, but it looks like we have a penalty going to her.
So, well, there was no... We didn't see the call on Steel Panther, but Steel Panther is sitting in the penalty box. There's two blockers. One was standing. That meant that one of the seats was vacated. So we have Distroyevsky as the jammer for Team Israel. Not only is she the jammer, she's also the founding member. She's the founder, rather,
good stuff,
of Tel Aviv Roller Derby, which is so phenomenal. That's such an awesome accomplishment. And she's the birthday girl. Today is her birthday. So what a great birthday present. That lead jammer was our first gift to you, my friend. Oh, and a gift to you is a shoulder from the strong blocking of the Baltic states.
Steel Panther now back on the track out of the penalty box. Gonna try to grab the points that she probably didn't get on that last jam. If she can get through and get her initial, she came in kind of on an angle. Yeah, picked up that cut track. And getting pushed by attack damage Carey and says, go to the penalty box.
Go to the penalty box. Don't get another penalty for insubordination. But around the pack, picking up a birthday grand slam is Distroyevsky. And she's having a bang-up time at the top of the pack. Big black wall, looking for a bit of offense from her pivot, getting bumped to the outside. But some assists there from Manic Panic. Manic Panic going to the penalty box, Jones.
Dostoevsky still having a rough time getting through the pack. She's only dealing with, actually I can't count right now. All four members of the Baltic team are out there slowing things down, popping it in the inside, getting a reset on that as the jammer comes out of the box. That is Steel Panther back on the track once again. And inbounds, and she finally gets through on that initial pass that she needed.
So Steel Panther is eligible to score points, but Distroyevsky does not want her birthday ruined, so she calls the jam. Now she did pick up 5 points on that first pass, an additional 4. Guess what we got for you viewers at home? A tie game.
That's right, 13-13, and up next on the track. Wow, these are some lightweight skaters. These guys are, I'd almost say juniors. They look really young from behind.
Well, yes.
Small and tiny in stature,
yeah.
But you know that's what jammers do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, sometimes they're big and strong in stature as well. That's the beauty of roller derby, you know what I mean? But these in particular, you're right, they do look very petite but mighty, and you could see that fast and mighty jammer that got out first. That is Autumn Bomb. And she's faced off against Thundercats.
Thundercats is now at the front pushing through, as you can see on your screen. Almost out of the pack as Autumn Bomb drags a foot across the line. She may result in a cut track penalty.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happens.
That's unfortunate, but fortunately for you, viewers at home, this is going to go a full 2 minutes this jam. So we are at 13-13, but now the only jammer eligible to score points, of course, is Thundercats. Thundercats being taken down by number 6. That is Veritas. Veritas is actually from the USA. Whoa. She's currently a Gotham Girls roller derby skater, but she's kind of a journey woman. She's been all over the States. Okay. Played with Detroit for a bit, played with Bay Area for a bit, but she's calling Gotham her home now.
Thundercats out of the pack, now on her scoring pass, coming in for that.
So Veritas is wearing that stripe, trying to put her hip into Thundercats as Thundercats gets around, picking up 5 points, much to the delight of the Team Baltic fans here. Autumn Bomb trying to find her way through. She does push her way around. We're going to see how many points she picked up. I believe that's 4 more points.
Look at that, Thundercats walking through on the inside line unopposed. Popping through, grabbing 4 points.
So Baltic did take the lead during this jam, but Autumn Bomb is on her scoring pass as well, picking up 4 more points. But there we have another 4 points, courtesy of Thunder.
And this jam comes to an end. Is that what I heard? Yes, it is what I heard. And on that, we have a total of 13 points for the Team Baltic, 8 for Team Israel, bringing the score 26-21.
And that is, in fact, the first double-digit jam, double-digit jam that we've had thus far.
Coming into Jam 6, Catwoman Do and number 39, Doris Days lining up for Team Israel, and an official timeout being called. Both jammers eager, of course, to take off, step forward and stumble a bit, and then regain their composure, waiting now for the official timeout to end. The refs conferring in front of the penalty box.
So while we're watching this timeout, let's give a little shout out, if we could, for Team Israel. There is a bunch of fans, like a giant mass of fans, who are at Mike's Place in Tel Aviv right now watching this broadcast to support all of Team Israel and all of their friends and family that are back home. I can't tell you enough. I was talking to the skaters from Team Israel prior to the game. They are just so pumped to have your support, to have the support of Derby Nation as well, but all their friends and family back home. They sincerely appreciate you tuning in at the watch party at Mike's Place. And if you can, folks that are watching and listening to Jonesy and myself, what you should be doing is #RDWC2018. Share your experience from Tel Aviv. I would love to see this so hard.
Oh, yeah, send photos, too.
Yes.
The roller derby world wants to see these viewing parties. And here we go. On the track, Catwoman do out of the pack first. We'll have lead for Team Baltic. Of course, lead is once you get out of the pack, inbounds and upright legally.
Yeah.
Out on your first initial pass.
Oh, but unfortunately, just as you said legally, that was a back block. So Catwoman, we're going to find out what a correct name is as soon as we can.
Yes.
But it's either Catwoman do or
Catwoman do?
I think Catwomando because like commando.
Okay.
But let's just see. That's
Either
what
way.
I hear. But Doris Days is currently jamming for Team Israel, and she's the sole jammer out on the track. That is a power jam. That's when you are the lone scorer available on the track. Oh, but I'm hearing a cut
whistle,
penalty. Yep, that is a track cut for Doris Days as well. So when the jammers are penalized like that, we're going to go a full 2 minutes. That's the longest any jam can go in duration. So back on the track is Kat.
Let's go with Kat.
We're going with Kat because she's clawing her way through the pack. And there she has it, 5 points in the sky, Jones.
And you can hear the audience quite happy with that. Of course, the audience happy with everything that's happening right now because this is an awesome exhibition game.
Exactly. Not for rankings, not for standings, just for awesome.
Number 413, Druckmann there, doing a great job of blocking, knocking people left and right. And Kat through the pack once again will grab 5 points. But Druckmann's going to head to the penalty box.
And, I got to say, I've called games for her earlier this week. She's a Team Romania skater. And when I was on a house call, I said, and Druckmann to the penalty box, and she skated by and went, eee, kind of made that face like, I swear I didn't mean to. And she just did that just now.
She did the same face, yes, exactly.
She's just too great.
That's
I just
awesome.
adore her.
In the meantime, Kat has gone through the pack once again, grabbing another 4 points. Of course, they pick up 4 points for every time they pass through the players that are on the track. And if they pass the jammer like they just did, they pick up that 5th point for lapping the jammer. As you can see, their jam ref holding up 5 points.
Yeah, that's actually what we call in the biz a grand slam, similar to the sport of baseball. When a batter picks up every available run on the field, that's considered a grand slam. Well, in roller derby, when a jammer picks up every available point that includes the opposing jammer, that's considered a grand slam. But how about a grand jam that was?
That was incredible. 19 points going up on the board there for Team Baltic, bringing their score 45-21. They're doubling, plus some, the score of Team Israel. But back on the track, we've got 121, no Fuchs given. That's jamming for Team Israel. And at the front, number 21, Psycho Candy once again, and she is out of the pack, lead 4.
So Fuchs going to the penalty box for a track cut. Now she is going to be sitting for up to 30 seconds. Blockers and pivots will always automatically receive 30 seconds regardless, but there is a little bit of a switch if both jammers get penalized. Exactly. So we'll get to that. Hopefully we won't have to worry about that. But the most you can spend in the penalty box, 30 seconds, Jones.
And maybe quickly during the break there between jams, I will explain a little bit of how cutting the track goes and why we say cutting the track.
And that's Psycho Candy jamming. So Psycho Candy is your lead jammer for Baltic. She's getting forced to the outside, unfortunately clipping her own teammate in the process, but got a little bit of offense, going right up the inside, picking up 5 more points for Team Baltic.
Back on the track, 121, no Fuchs given. She's coming in. Oh, beautiful offense by the rest of her team, but sneaky attack damage carry came around and stopped right in front of her, slowing things right down. And Psycho Candy being recycled. Now, of course, I say recycled. That means she was hit outside of the boundaries of the track. And to remain legal and not getting a cut track, she has to come in behind the person that knocked her out. Like I said, I'll explain that more during the downtime between jams. Psycho Candy out 5 points on the board. No Fuchs given, still stuck behind everybody. Okay, and Psycho Candy through once again as no Fuchs returns to track, trying to maintain her balance. And the jam coming to its natural 2-minute conclusion. Psycho Candy very happy, picking up the highest scoring jam so far, 20 points there, topping the 19 that we had earlier.
Yeah, she just bested her teammate Kat by 1 point. I wonder if they're going to be duking it out to see who can get the highest scoring jam overall.
If they can keep climbing, that's just great.
Exactly.
So explaining cutting the track, I'm going to try to do it really quick. I've got 5 seconds. No, not going to happen. It'll happen in another jam. But on the track now, we've got Steel Panther lining up against number 6, Vera Toss. Veritas, you can see the experience there, goes right to the inside line, sees the opening, and steps sideways beside the pack and gets out, and will have lead for Team Israel. On the track at the back there, Steel Panther having a rough time getting through Team Israel, but Veritas makes easy work of the pack, grabs 5 points as she laps over Steel Panther, who is now out of the pack. One in the box for Team Israel, a second one heading there right now. The penalty box, great offense by Team Israel. Veritas through the pack, looks back, calls off the jam, locking down Baltics to 0 on that pass.
And great job, of course, by Veritas. We got Israel up to 30 with that, 65 for Team Baltic, 16 minutes, 15 seconds to go.
Okay, so a cut track penalty results when a player is knocked out of bounds, whether it be a jammer or a blocker, and they come in ahead of the person that knocked them out, bettering their position. I mean, I think that's the most basic way of explaining it.
I think so as
well. If you come in ahead, then you're at an advantage, and the referees notice that, and they give you a penalty. They'll cross their arms, and you'll result in a cut track penalty.
And they'll cross their arms in the manner of an X, not just folding their arms, like pouting at you.
Not dissatisfied with you crossed arms.
No, they really don't care either way if you get penalties. They hope that you don't.
And speaking of satisfaction, Thundercats is quite happy to be out of the pack and with lead as Autumn Bomb heads to the penalty box. This will result in what's called a power jam, as we mentioned earlier, I believe.
Yeah, that was for a cutting of the track. So that's generally when you're a jammer, you're going to see a lot of track cuts, whether you did it by accident or sometimes you have a very wise and wily blocking pack against you, and they can draw track cuts off you. So 5 points picked up by Thundercats before she called the jam.
And falls to the ground on Optimus Grimes' coaching. They're going to put fresh legs out there with power start. So a power start results in the fact that we've only got one jammer that's going to be out there on the start of the next jam. So basically a power jam, but at the start. We've kind of it's an unofficial term, but we use it a lot. Power start for a power jam at the start. And of course, the
it's
start
funny how
line,
that works out. A power jam at the start is a power start.
Crazy.
Gotta
and that
love
start line we have tonight is sponsored by Cheese Ball Bearings.
Yes. So Kat is unopposed as Autumn Bomb is in the penalty box. Kat's going to pick up lead. That's going to be the second jam in a row for the skaters in black of Team Baltic.
And she skates around and in past her own team. Her own team anticipating the opposing blocker, jammer onto the track. Unfortunately, didn't react fast enough. Autumn Bomb hits the track. Oh, I lied. There was one remaining blocker that was ready to catch her. And did just that.
You can see the pivot of Team Baltic in the pack doing a lot of offense trying to assist her. I'm sorry, a lot of defense trying to shut down the opposing jammer, Autumn Bomb, that has returned to the track. That is attack damage Carrie, excuse me. She is the founder, actually, of Team Baltic. And also the captain.
And Kat goes around the outside with nobody hitting her, and she will pop through the pack, grab 5 points. Of course, when we talk about pivots, if you look at the helmet covers that are on the skaters on the track right now, most everybody has no cover on their helmets. 2 players have one with a stripe. And
those are what is known as your pivots. They are actually a specialized class of blockers. There's a few things that they get to do, some of them cool, some of them not so cool. But the primary reason for them that you're going to see on the track most often is that they can receive the star. What that means is if the jammer decides to use a different strategy, if they want to take it off, whether it be because they're tired, they got a big hit, or they just want to, they can't get through the pack, or they just want to hand off for a bit of confusion, they can then take their helmet cover off, hand it to the skater wearing the helmet cover with the stripe. That skater, the founder of Team Baltic, would then put the star on, and they would then become the jammer and begin scoring points.
And an important point on that is sometimes forgotten is you must have the star on your helmet to score points, visible. So if you put it on inside out and there's no stars on the inside out because somebody just sewed them on the outside, you will not get points going through.
That is
You'll
the biggest
see that
bummer.
often, that teams will sew a star on both sides so that they don't have to worry about that.
Specifically for that. So Manic Panic with a quick lead jam up the inside. Beautiful maneuvering of that inside track of Manic Panic from Team Israel.
That's her first time out there, I think.
That is her first time jamming. It's also...
Oh, look at that. She makes it look easy. Goes along the inside line, pops through, grabs 5 points. But now, Psycho Candy 21 is out and chasing things down. Hopefully she can grab some points before Manic Panic calls the jam off.
Now Manic Panic wants some points. She picked up 4 more, called the jam a little bit late. Now here's the thing, folks, is when you hear those whistles, you're saying, why are there 4? Why are they still skating? Why are they repeating the whistles? Well, they're doing it multiple times so that you can clearly hear that the jam has ceased, because the jammer that obtains lead jammer status can decide whenever they want to call the jam. They sure can. By tapping their hips multiple times so that the refs can see it clearly, the refs will then blow short whistle blasts, 4 of them. And points can be scored until that very last whistle blast.
Well, the first set of 4.
Correct.
The last whistle of the first set of 4. That's key, because you'll see skaters sometimes argue that they were still tapping their hips. No. The first 4 whistles went. The game shut down after that. And on the track, we got Destroyevsky that's gone through the pack, and she will have lead, as you can see, pointed out by her jam ref once they come into the screen.
And that's the second jam in a row that Team Israel has picked up lead jammer.
Steel Panther out of the pack as well, making her way around the outside and into the pack. Destroyevsky getting yelled at to call it off. Doesn't hear it, but keeps going anyway.
Yeah, she has one of her corner coaches, if you will, which is like the assistants from the side. You can see the gentleman in the far left corner of your screen currently. That's actually corporal punishment from the Puget Sound Outcasts out of Seattle, Washington. He's here supporting and coaching many of the teams, so thank you to all the coaches that traveled all this way. Steel Panther is out now, so she picked up 4 points. Destroyevsky just wants to keep skating.
She gets knocked to the inside and is forced to call it off, which she does, but she grabs those 4 points as she got knocked out. And that will put 8 points up on the board for Team Israel. Right now, Team Baltic sitting 1 point away from 100, as we call it, a nice century mark. And it looks like we have an official.
Yeah, it's an official timeout at the moment.
No, yeah, and it's over. And it's back.
Skaters just got to make sure everything's clear, free, and legal.
We have Refrigerator that's heading off to verify points issued on that last jam. Talk to the score table, make sure everything's copacetic. I believe they got another point. We had 8, and now they're up to 9 on the screen. And again, we have some communication from the inside, talking to the outside. We're going to make sure everything's good. Everybody's keen and ready to go, as you can see, on that cheese ball bearings jam line, start line. And now they're going to blow the whistle. The referee, of course, preventing them from losing it and taking off too fast, saying this is going to end the timeout. And that's exactly it. The next whistle you're going to hear will start the jam. And we do just that. Number 72, Thundercats out there for the Baltic. Autumn Bomb out there for Israel. Israel getting the lead as Autumn Bomb makes her way through the pack. Thundercats at the front now, up against the Israeli blocking line of 4 members. Nobody in the penalty box right now. Autumn Bomb recycled by Attack Damage Carry. And now Attack Damage Carry goes up to the front to assist with a little offense on her jammer. On the blockers that are keeping her jammer back, that allows Thundercats to get through. Roller derby, of course, is one of those sports. Oh, it looks like we have a cut track penalty going to Autumn Bomb. So Autumn Bomb is going to head to the penalty box for 30 seconds or less. And as I was just saying, one of those sports where we have offense and defense on the track at the same time. If you look at the pack that's happening right in front of you.
Oh, nice takedown by Druckmann, but there is a bit of assist from Avenger as well. Druckmann taking out the jammer Thundercats. Oh, but a cut of the track assessed to Thundercats.
So here's where the 30 seconds or less comes into play. The jammer from Team Israel is still sitting down. As Thundercats goes to the penalty box, that jammer will be released and returned back to track. We don't see it on screen right now, but she is going to. Thundercats will sit down. Autumn Bomb will stand up and head to the track now. We now have a power jam situation for Team Israel as Attack Damage Carry, as you saw on your screen, got knocked to the inside. So again, power jam means we've got 1 jammer on the track, and that is Team Israel's jammer right now, who has all the track to herself to score points. That lasts for 30 seconds or less. Interesting detail about that is the jammer that sat down second sits for as long as the first jammer sat. So where they have a 30-second penalty, but the second jammer comes in at, say, 25 seconds, that second jammer will now sit for only 25 seconds. And we have a cut track being assigned again to Thundercats. She came on a diagonal. So talking about cut tracks that I mentioned earlier, when you come back on the track, you have to come in behind. You can't cut onto the track and then step behind the person. Let's look at this replay of that hit earlier that you mentioned, Val.
Yeah.
Boom.
Big takeout right there. Beautiful work by Druckmann, but then the follow-up by Avengers.
Yeah,
Just
she
beautiful.
said, you took out my jammer, I'm taking you out. Boom.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's exactly what happens. Looks like we have a timeout being called by Israel. So yeah, let me get a little more detailed on those cut track penalties. So you get knocked out to the side. Anybody, including the person that hit you out, that is in line with them, you have to come in behind those skaters. So if you come in on a diagonal, as we just saw happen with Thundercats, you are in effect cutting the pack, and that is bettering your position. Even though you're heading to the back, you're still getting a cut track penalty because you're on the track. You have to come around the outside, off the line, and onto the track. Update from our producer. We've got jammer penalties. The Baltics are up to 5 jammer penalties, and Israel has 4. So these jammers, as you can imagine, are learning as they go along. There's experience levels that vary, and they're making some hiccup mistakes that is resulting in them in the penalty box. And
well,
if we
and with the exception of the one back block from Kat, the jammer for Team Baltic, every other jammer penalty has been a track cut.
Track cut. And you can see right now, actually, we've got, well, you can't see right now, but we've got both jammers standing in the penalty box.
Pure
yeah,
Baltic
it's
in
pure
here.
Baltic in here is what you see. But across the track from that, if you look just in front and to the right of your screen, you've got 2 jammers in the penalty box. So we're going to start with a jammerless jam on the cheese ball start line. So in effect, it's not even a start line on this run. Once the whistle blows, jammer for Israel will be released. She will come onto the track legally, thank goodness. Otherwise, she could incur a penalty.
Yes, that would be an illegal procedure.
Exactly, and she is on the track now. She is still not lead until she passes the pack legally and inbounds.
Oh, but great, perfectly timed hit. But unfortunately, it looked like it was a
low block.
Yep, a low block by number 64 in black. That is sup.
But Autumnbaum picks up lead for Israel, and onto the track comes Thundercats in a couple seconds as Autumnbaum makes her way around the pack again for some points now, scoring on his scoring pass. Thundercats is back on. She will have to do an initial pass as well.
Yeah, and you can always enter the track whichever way you choose, but it always has to be legally. Therefore, that means that you have to enter at the back of the pack. Unfortunately, there was an illegal play that happened courtesy of Autumnbaum. That's her second track cut in 2 jams.
And now that will put, of course, as we mentioned, a power jam situation for Team Baltic. You'll see as soon as we mention jammer penalties, it tends to turn into a power jam, and that's what we see in front of us is a power jam for Thundercats.
We also see 5 points held high in the sky, a grand slam courtesy of the skates of Thundercats. 104 points now on the board for Team Baltic.
And of course, the team's now ready and anticipating the jammer coming in. Thundercats is going to come in. You can see her blockers attempting to do some offense for her to assist her through the pack. She's only got 2 Israeli blockers to deal with now. She stays in bounds, keeps her feet inside the lines, and gets through the pack for another 5 points.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Destroyevsky trying to slow down Thundercats, but Thundercats has great footwork, stayed clean and legal, 5 points. Another 5 points awarded to Autumnbaum, who also got through the pack clean and legally once she returned to the track from the penalty box.
And looks over to her bench, gives them a thumbs up, happy that she survived that pass. And she is now getting bounced around on the outside over on turn 1. Gets put down.
Here's the thing about the penalty box. You can't control what you can't control, but what you can do is as soon as you get back to the track, make the most of it while you can.
Definitely.
And I would say a return to the track and picking up 5 points, not a bad jam for
better
Team
than
Israel.
the 0. Anything's better than
Always.
the 0. And our score update.
That was 14 points on the last pass for Team Baltic, 7 for Team Israel. So score of 60 for Team Israel and 113 for Team Baltic with 5 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the first period. We do have a team timeout assessed to Team Baltic. Each team is allowed to call for 3 timeouts per half, along with 1 official review. If they are not happy with something that they see on the track, whether they think something got missed or maybe something was misinterpreted, they can always call for an official review. The officials will then confer in the infield and decide whether or not what they're arguing is correct, or if they want to use that official review as an extra timeout, that is always an option too. Yeah, it's a full minute. So if you're you're pretty exhausted, you got some people down and feeling a little bit out or whatever. Or
you
maybe
need to motivate. Maybe you need to motivate the team, and that's what it is.
You know, I've coached men's derby for years, and sometimes you just want to rattle your opponent's cage and take a timeout and slow their momentum down.
Slow their momentum down. And another thing is the timeouts or the official review actually can be called for either team. Like, I can call an official review and ask for a penalty given to the other team, or I can ask for one of my own penalties.
Correct.
If I incurred one. Say my jammer got sent to the box, but I feel that I really need them back and it wasn't a good call, I can challenge that. If I'm unsuccessful, I lose that challenge for the half.
So now we have Manic Panic jamming again for Team Israel. That is actually the 5th jam in a row.
Hello.
That Team Israel has obtained lead jammer status, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but also it seems every time they get out, so does the other jammer.
Yep.
So Kat is out of the pack, and she is coming through. They are yelling at Manic Panic to call off the jam. She gets through, looks to her bench. The other side is saying keep going, while the third base is saying...
Well, it's a little bit of miscommunication. I think there's various levels in coaching skill, and you know, every team has different strategies. So when you do have guest coaches, sometimes it gets a little bit tricky. But you know,
and you're trying to communicate across a full track with skaters
with noise,
in it, and officials in
and
it,
awesome.
and crowd, and awesomeness.
Don't forget the
everywhere.
awesome. There's always some awesome. It is flat track roller derby.
4 points up on the board again for Team Israel. That'll bring them to 8. We have ourselves a jammer penalty for Catwoman to Kat.
Kat
is in the box.
We just got a penalty for messing up her name again. Sorry, guys. So yeah, Kat's in the box. No, just the box, just a penalty box. And so 5 more points held up. So isn't it good that she took a leap of faith in herself, that Manic Panic, and did not call the jam?
Yes,
because
this
currently
works out in their favor.
Yes, it's like the derby gods are smiling upon them. So 13 points currently that she's racked up in this jam alone.
And
staying on her toe stops.
Beautiful footwork there.
Decides to call the jam. I did hear both sides of coaches from the corner as well as the bench saying call it. They were hoping to do what is known as icing the jammer. It's when you make your jammer, you see the jammer standing, that means they have 10 seconds or less left on their penalty time. That's an indicator. That would mean that you would start the next jam with your opposition in the box.
And there's the replay of the start to that jam where Manic Panic got through on the outside and through the pack for lead.
And that's the largest jam thus far for Team Israel. We have a score of 78 on the board to 117.
Psycho Candy now 21 on the track for Team Baltic. She's going up against number 6, Veritas for Team Israel. Veritas making easy work of the pack, getting through, will get lead for her team. At the back, as seems to be the habit, is Psycho Candy, and the opposing jammer is now out of the pack. So both jammers with their initial pass completed. A very easy pass.
Yeah, great maneuvering of the track using your teammate's hip. Just it's kind of zip up that inside lane. That's always the best ride home, in my opinion, is taking that lane 1, that very first lane, very, very close to the inside of the track.
If you keep your eyes on lane 1, turn 1 as we go into this game, lane 1, turn 1 seems to happen a lot, but then also along the straightaway on the opposing side, that lane 1. And as a jammer, you're looking for the opening. If you can get through the pack without hitting anybody,
that's always
you're
optimal.
Conserving all your energy, and you love that. So as soon as that door is open, they try to take it.
And when we say lane 1, folks, that's really, you know, you kind of look at the, when you're looking at the track, you envision lanes on a highway, if you will, lanes on anything that you're driving, what highway, freeway, expressway, down the way, whatever they're called in your neck of the woods. But you divide the track by 4 as long, strong lanes. And so lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 4 are things that you'll hear when you're coaching.
So the jammer right now is in lane 1 as she went through that corner there.
Correct, because that's the closest lane that she can take to the inside line.
It's the shortest route, exactly.
You know, lane 4 is dead person's curve, let me tell you what, because usually if you take that on a turn, you're probably going to get your lights knocked out by a blocker.
Also, the outside of the curve, of course, centrifugal force will send you to the outside. It's so much easier for a blocker to take your own momentum and launch you off the track. That is the worst feeling. I hate that.
You know what? As a very strong blocker, I love when my slide jammers think they can get by.
If you're a mediocre jammer like me, if that. That's just morale destroying, and I don't appreciate it, so please no.
You know what, though? I think it's beautiful.
It's great to watch jammers fly off the end.
Oh, yeah. So here's some jammers to watch. We have Veritas jamming again, number 6 for Team Israel, and Thundercats picking up lead jammer for Team Baltic. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first time that Veritas has not obtained lead jammer status, but she's still going to claw her way through. And Thundercats is your lead jammer for Team Baltic.
And that's the first lead we've had in a while for Team Baltic.
Yes, sir.
So one thing we haven't hit yet and seen yet is anything that we call an apex jump, of course.
Well, hopefully we'll get to showcase one of those to you later.
Yeah.
But it has been 8 jams prior to this one that Baltic went without lead jammer. Good thing that Thundercats was able to capitalize on it, though. But this is what we're talking about. It's a 4-2 point scoring in the favor of Team Baltic. It's that timing of when you call the jam, because Veritas is a
seasoned
veteran.
Almost.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, she's a journeywoman in the US of A. So she knew to hustle. And for Thundercats, who is newer into her roller derby career, didn't call the jam quick enough. So 2 points picked up by Israel, 4 by Team Baltic. 84 on the board for Israel, 122 for Baltic. Out on the track now, we have Kat in black and Atom Bomb in blue. Kat trying to force her way around. Yep, pick it up, lead jammer. That's 2 in a row. 2-2 for Team Baltic.
Atom Bomb launched to the inside, as you can see on your screen. She's going to go back in, try around going on to lane 4, but she gets bumped off the track, comes back in, steps around to avoid that penalty. Now, one of the new rule sets that happened last year was the fact that you can cede your position when you come back on the track. It used to be that even if you stepped on the track, you could end up with a cut track penalty. Now they give you a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. Speaking of cut tracks, though, Autumn Bomb is going to head to the penalty box on a cut track, but now you can step back on and then realize that you're in a bad position, step back off, and avoid a cut track penalty. Sadly for Autumn Bomb, that did not happen, and she is in the penalty box for that cut. Kat, on her own on the track, will leave her in a power jam situation. She dances sideways. Beautiful footwork around the line. You saw that on your screen. Gorgeous skill set to have.
Yeah.
That's not everybody that can do that.
No, those toe stops are your BFF if you can master them correctly. So you'll notice that the pack is almost at a standstill, waiting for Kat to come around, and she got some assistance right there, some nice offense from one of her blockers. That's 00 attack damage carry. Now she's duking it out at the top of the pack with Team Israel. Does get out, going around the pack, picked up 5 more points and called the jam.
Autumn Bomb came onto the track, and immediately Grimes looked for a call off. The coach yelling down. And look at that, we have halftime. And guess what's on at the halftime show? I see them over my right shoulder. It's the best thing in the world.
I'm so excited.
I can't wait for this. This is like one of my derby wishes. I've never seen them in action. I've seen them online.
Exactly.
But the Fearleaders are here.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say we should probably let the viewers at home know who we're going to see.
Yeah, we're just teasing.
The Fearleaders, the fantastic cheerleaders.
If you've never seen these,
Team Austria. These
guys are amazing.
These gents are fantastic. And being from Chicago, you know I love a good
they pretty
orange
much
and blue.
Describe roller derby to a T. This is roller derby right here. This craziness. Watch
this is
from
one
the
of the
right hand side of your screen.
This is one of the variations of roller derby. This is one of the things that we love so much about roller derby.
Fun.
Yeah.
Awesomeness.
That's one of the great things about roller derby. Athleticism.
All the things. You'll see, these guys are athletic, even in those hot shorts.
and you were talking about athletic, and you ain't lying, my friend. Look
There
at these
you are
gents
on
go.
your screen.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now it's almost like a showdown.
I think there's going to be a down tough.
Oh, I can sense it. Look at them twinkle toes. Look at the glee on the faces
The
of people
crowd
in
is
the crowd.
loving it, understandably.
Man, if you are watching this back at home, please send us your photos at hashtag RDWC2018. We would love to see your reaction to the Fearleaders and this fierce dance-off. Oh, what is happening here? Oh, brilliant. Absolutely. And I love the hype man in the back going, yeah, you got this.
This is awesome.
Oh,
boy.
a little bit of tumbling and stumbling. Whoa.
Oh, twerking.
Oh, that's twerking.
Oh, gosh.
That's twerking for
Put your
him.
kids in bed.
Well, doing a little bit of stretches. Got to stay limber. Yep, got to get limber. You got leg warmers on for a reason.
There's one rogue one off to the left. Keep your eyes on him. I think he's up to something.
I gotta say, all around the venue, we just have people lined up, even behind our screens. Oh! Oh, nobody puts Fearleaders in the corner.
Nobody. Oh, they're just rotating him through. Oh, there's your athleticism right there.
Yeah, no. Now he's the lion, the Fearleaders king.
I'm dying here. This is awesome.
It's not Simba, it's Himba. Oh, my
with a
stars.
turn. With a turn. Oh, my God.
Do not attempt at home. These are professional
goodness.
Fearleaders.
Oh, my gosh.
Also, don't attempt to wear those shorts.
Uh-oh, it's too late.
Jonesy, I thought you were a team announcer, but I'll accept you being part of Team Fearleader.
Oh, I want in on that.
I love that the music is bumping so hard, my notes just fell off the monitor because the whole place is so into this.
Oh. Oh, the crowd's loving it.
Yeah.
And dancing.
You can't really see the benches right now, but currently neither team is talking strategy, which is normally what happens at halftime. Is people get a snack, people go to the restroom. No, everybody's watching the show and dancing and cheering.
Yeah, Team Israel was dancing along on that last tune.
And some of the coaches were taking photos. Oh, I don't want to say bye to you, Fearleaders.
No, please don't go away, Fearleaders. This place is going to explode when this ends.
Yeah, you're going to think that NSYNC was in here.
You'd think that people cheer loud when, like, there's a point spread and someone scores points. Whoa.
Fantastic.
Whoa.
Beautiful. Wow. Jeez. Oh, the skill and the balance and the ab work.
I have goosebumps.
I'm just like...
Oh, he's going up another level.
Oh, my stars.
That is just out of this world. I am so happy to be here watching this live.
Yeah, we got a great seat for this, eh? Oh, that was an intricate way of getting down to the ground.
That's not how... Oh, posing for photos or setting up the next stunt?
I think photo pose is their first stunt.
That is just incredible.
For the record, my co-broadcaster just had to stand up. He was so moved, he had to stand up and give them a standing O.
Everybody's standing up except for the people sitting down. We won't knock them though.
Everyone's standing except for those who are standing.
They don't want to lose their spots.
Yeah, I don't blame them. All the teams cheering, so excited to have this at their halftime.
It's pretty crazy, but something like this gets me slightly emotional about roller derby. I just look around and I look at all the different people from different countries, you know, brought together by this sport.
Yeah. It's pretty fantastic.
I'm not sure how much we have left on the clock.
I think we have
6.5 minutes,
just
something
over,
like that.
Oh, I was going to say just over 5 minutes, so I was close.
That was good.
Yeah, look at me. It's like I'm pro or something. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of a timeout, folks, and then we'll get back to you as soon as the action gets underway. So do stay tuned. Do not go away. We're going to be back in about 5 minutes, and we'll have more roller derby action for you here live at the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup. All right, we're going to be talking a lot longer about roller derby here.
Boom.
We have about a minute and a half left, folks. I just got to say that halftime spectacular, not even halftime show, that was a halftime spectacular.
It's a halftime show of athleticism.
Oh, yes, of course. But going into the second half, Israel is going to start with 84 on the board and 137 for Team Baltic. We just want to give a couple of shout-outs to Team Israel. We have 2 skaters, no Fuchs given. Her children are watching. We want to say much love from your mother to Yair, Shimshon, Yael, and Moshi. Congratulations on your mom's first game ever, kids. I am so proud. I got to meet your mother. She's absolutely fantastic, and I am Jewish myself, so I'm thrilled to be calling this game. I don't know if my family's personally listening, but I'm very happy to be a part of this game. I'm also happy to say hi to Sid Licious's kids. Also, Ayala and Arya are checking out what's going on. And so much love to the children and the families supporting these skaters in their mission. This is just phenomenal. There's so many skaters whose very first game is the Roller Derby World Cup. And as, you know, I introduced myself as Val Capone, but to my family back home that knows me for real, I'm Liebe Chenda. So
whoa, hello.
I just wanted to give a little shout out to any of my fellow MOTs that are tuning in, members of the tribe, if you will. So we're going to start with the action on the track. We have Kat on the track in black. She's going to be jamming again for Team Baltic. She is jamming against 118, that's Destroyevsky. Now, we do want to let you guys know, for those of you that are tuning in to see 2 of these fantastic nations, you might be going, well, what exactly makes up Team Baltic? Well, that's basically, the Baltic states essentially are on the corner of the Baltic Sea. There are 3 nations pretty much that make up, 3 countries, excuse me, that make them up. Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia are the Baltic states. And the majority of the skaters here are Latvian or Estonian. And these 2 teams practice together, so they decided to combine forces. They are made up of members of Riga Roller Derby. Riga is the capital of Latvia, and Tartu Roller Derby, located in the capital of Estonia. But right now, the jammer for Team Israel, Destroyevsky, is located in the penalty box. She picked up a cutting of the track penalty, and Kat is unopposed as lead jammer, but just as I said it, whoops-a-daisy, that's a back block, taking her to the penalty box. So we're going to have a bit of a jammer swap again. Kat will now go to the box and serve the exact same amount of time that Destroyevsky had served. Now Destroyevsky is back on the track. When Kat serves the same amount of time that Destroyevsky has, she will return to the track and jam. So right now, Dee is unopposed for Team Israel. She is now eligible to score points because jammers have to get through on that initial pass. And once they do, they are then eligible to pick up points. So you'll see that visible black star of Destroyevsky. She is scoring points, just picked up 4 points. But you'll notice that there's a new skater wearing the star. That's Stellar Fearformance. She initiated as the pivot. And as we explained to you, there can be a star pass. So you got to see that live and in action. Kat passed that helmet cover to Fearformance. The jam ended at its natural conclusion of 2 minutes. Each jam can go up to 2 minutes. Getting the lead jammer is, of course, like that get-out-of-jail-free card, Jonesy. You could call the jam whenever you want.
So a star pass is when the jammer passes Okay.
So
Psycho Candy on the
Yeah.
track with the star on. Going up against Manic Panic, number 6.
Yeah, and so Manic Panic had a bang up first half. Psycho Candy, however, is obtaining lead jammer status. Oh, that was a quick call of the jam. And see, that's what we were talking about there, Jonesy, right? That lead jammer status is essential because she was the first jammer out clean and legal. She wasn't the jammer in the lead, however. I know it's a slight confusing. And Manic Panic was about to start scoring. So instead, the jam got called by Psycho Candy. So we're going to reset. And who do we have out there now, Jones?
Okay, we've got number 13, Steel Panther, is lining up against Veritas, number 6 for Israel. We've got one blocker in the box for Team Israel. Steel Panther to the front, pushing through. And she is out of the pack, and she will have lead jam. Close on her tail, though. Veritas legit stepping on her heels. She may incur a penalty for that.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what happened. A low block was given to Veritas as she tripped up Steel Panther. And so now Steel Panther will be on a power jam situation. She goes right into the pack where all her players are actually just right in the middle, which gave her an avenue to walk down and get through the pack. And that is exactly what she's done. She's picked up 5 points on this pass, and she's working her way around.
Yeah, that was some great offense by the black blockers in the pack, kind of sealing all the blue opposition towards the inside, able to get through sneakily for Team Baltic with Steel Panther. She's now getting a bit of a struggle on 808. That's Sidlicious. Hey to her kids that are watching. Your mom is doing a great job in her first ever game here at the Roller Derby World Cup, and doing a great job is Steel Panther, Jones.
And Veritas comes back onto the track, goes around the long way, comes in, puts her helmet cover back on just as she gets into the pack, able to get through, grab 4 points as she does that. Now in the pack we have our Steel Panther doing her job and trying to dance up against number 118, Dostoyevsky, working as a blocker. Both jammers get knocked to the outside and come back in. Jam whistles blow, and we see 3 points going up for Team Baltic, 1 going up for Team Israel. That'll be 13-point jam for Baltic, 5 for Israel. Total now 164 Team Baltic and 93 for Team Israel.
And that's the first jam that both teams have scored in this second half.
We have a new jammer on the line. That's Space Muffin for Israel. You can hear the crowd quite happy about that. And Thundercats is lining up as well to go against her.
Now, Space Muffin actually also skates for Team Russia, as she is part of St. Petersburg Roller Derby, from St. Petersburg, of course.
There you go.
The second largest city in Russia, and the only city in Russia that currently has a bouting team. There are teams that have been forming, teams that have been practicing, but the one and only that actually has been playing for the public is St. Petersburg Roller Derby. I almost said Team Russia, but
no.
They were playing for the public all week so far. And what a fantastic job we have here from Thundercats. Thundercats is your lead jammer for Team Baltic.
Space Muffin almost making her way through, but getting clipped as she goes by number 8, Cat. Correction, that's number 9, Critic, knocking her to the outside, but she's still pushing at the front, gets through.
Yeah, great job getting through by Space Muffin, and excellent work right there by Thunder, sneaking through unseen, calling the jam.
And that is a 9-0 jam. Wow, that is an amazing set of points right there. 9-0 jam for Team Baltic. Cheese Ball Precision Skate Bearings, the original hand-prepared skate bearing, available in-house at the Quad Skate Shop booth or online.
So we're going to have Manic Panic once again donning the star for Team Israel. And I believe that's our good friend Kat for Baltic. So we're hearing lots of whistles being blown. We're going to see what penalties get assessed. But in the meanwhile, we have lead jammer in the form of Manic Panic. Both teams currently have one blocker in the box, now 2 for Team Israel.
And Manic Panic's running that inside line, but getting clipped and sent to the inside. Not brought back, however. She's now fighting her way through.
But just past her flies the feet of Kat. Kat picking up 4 points on that last pass. So far, Team Baltic does have the advantage in scoring here in the second half. 9 points earned by Team Israel and 40 earned by Baltic. But now that's another 4 points in the favor for Israel, so we're eking it up a little bit more. Now into double digits, another 4 points for Team Baltic.
Manic Panic now running up against that 3 wall of blockers, down to 1 blocker to deal with. Actually ends up blocker hitting the jammer and her own blocker out. Cat comes into the back, knocks the Israeli blocker down, and picks up a back block penalty. You'll see her going right past your screen now, heading to the penalty box for 30 seconds or less. And Manic Panic coming in, her teammates getting ready to help her out should she need it. She pushes at the front.
Yeah, you can hear her shouting for communication is key. When you're in the pack,
Definitely.
You have to be able to talk to your teammates. We're seeing penalties, and the pivot of Team Baltic is going to be going to the penalty for penalty box, for a forearm. That's number 88, Stellar Performance. 5 points on the board for Manic Panic.
9 seconds left in the jam. Manic Panic now up against those 3 blockers of Team Baltic. She may pick up. Now watch her hips. Every pair of hips that she passes, she will get a point for that. And she will earn 5 on that pass because she passed everyone's hip. As you rotate in that triangle, you're now putting new points in front of that jammer. And if they get by them, they're getting those points.
Well, and that's the thing. In order to score points, you have to legally pass your opposition's hips. So it's critical that you be able to swivel around them.
But the triangle of blockers, as they rotate, they're actually now putting a new set of hips by the jammer, and sometimes even putting that point into the jammer's pocket by turning.
Which is so scary when you think about it.
And you think about it, and we do that all the time. We don't even think about it.
Well, thanks. Thanks for giving me your point.
Sorry.
You're so polite. You're so Canadian. That was an 18-point pass for Team. He is from Canada, by the way. For Team Israel. So it's going to bring them to cross that 100-point mark. 111 on the board for Israel. 181 for Team Baltic. 20 minutes and 37 seconds left to go.
I think we have our first foul out, which is why we have an official review. Not official review, official timeout. Sorry, my mistake.
Now, what I can tell you for certain, we're going to have to wait. We're not going to speculate. We're going to wait and hopefully get an update from the officials. We did see them confer with the NSOs. Hopefully we can give you more information. So far, Manic Panic has had the 2 biggest jams for Team Israel. On that last pass, she picked up 18, but earlier in the first half, she picked up 20 points in 1 jam.
That was the highest score at that time, yes.
Correct, for Team Israel. So right now, again, we're at 181 on the board for Baltic, 111 for Israel, 20 minutes and 37 seconds left to go. Psycho Candy donning the star for Team Baltic, and 118, that's the birthday girl, Destroyevsky.
70-point game right now as we start this jam 6 of the second half. Well, jammer's ready to go, and they are off.
All right, great positioning from the jammers trying to fight their way through, but like you were mentioning, that triangle formation, the 1 blocker making the head bracing and the 2 blockers in attachment trying to slow things down, but nothing slowing down Destroyevsky. It's her birthday, and she'll have her cake and eat it too after this game is over, but she will pick up lead jammer in the meanwhile.
And you can see what happened there was that she had a blocker she was going up against. That blocker incurred a penalty and walked right out of her way to go to the penalty box and let her through. That's just one of those things you learn after you've made that mistake once or twice. You're like, okay, I got to make sure that my teammates know where I'm going when I leave to the penalty box.
Again, communication is key.
It is.
So that was 3 and 4 points, respectively, in the favor of Team Israel on that jam. 115 for Israel, 184 for Team Baltic.
Veritas getting ready to head out against Steel Panther. You can see them on your screen there. You can also see in the background on the penalty bench, you've got 2 blockers for Team Israel and 2 blockers for Team Baltic.
But you'll notice both blockers were standing. That would indicate that each blocker had each player in the penalty box had 10 seconds or less left on their penalty time. So that's why they almost immediately came back to the track. So now there is 1 blocker left and in the box for Israel, but up the inside goes Steel Panther for Team Baltic, grabbing lead jammer.
She picks up lead, and I will discuss a hand signal you might have seen on that last play in a moment. And both jammers coming around into the pack. You can see the pack getting ready for them. 4-2 pack advantage for the Baltics as Our skater calls off the jam. And so, as you saw at the beginning, I don't know if we'll see a replay. Pay attention here. Watch the hand sign that just happened. It's very subtle and in the middle, so you might not have seen it, but it's called a no pass, no penalty. And what happens is...
And what does that mean exactly?
Well, if you as a jammer you have to pass everybody upright inbounds legally to get lead. If one of those players that you're fighting to get past is out of bounds, they are out of play, and you cannot legally pass them because they're not there.
Right.
So you get a no pass, no penalty, because it's not because of a penalty that they're not there, it's because they're there on the ground and not there.
They're not in play.
They're not in play.
Correct.
So as soon as you're down in roller derby or out of bounds, you are out of play.
Yep, so you must be upright and inbounds to be considered in play and a point.
And so you'll see the hand sign given by a referee of a finger going around a standing finger, which is
It
a
looks
no
like
pass,
they're
no
like,
penalty.
I'm here to party, but it's
Yes.
actually here to say no pass, no penalty.
At a very small size.
Very
small party.
Very small party.
And there we go. We've got jammers going. That's Manic Panic going around the outside of the
Yeah,
pack.
she's having a lead jammer party, picking up all those 4 points.
But Thundercats is still on the track. She stays in bounds,
Oh,
falls
but that
down.
was a great hit. And look at the chase down right there from number 39. That is the captain of Israel, I believe, Doris Days. She's one of the veterans, and she's a skater for Tel Aviv roller derby.
That's a critical skill in roller derby, not to give up once you've been passed.
Agreed. Just because you got passed, guess what? That's when I get even hungrier.
That's when you rush to the front and you reform with your
You've
team.
already picked up my point. Well, I'm going to make sure and protect all the other points available on the track. I'm here to ruin your day. That's what I say if you pick up my point.
And speaking of points, Thundercats grabbing 4 of them as Manic Panic calls off the jam, grabbing 5 of her own. That will bring the total to 13 as I wait for the score to go up on the board.
Well, we're going to have 124 on the board for Israel and 196 for Team Baltic. We're going to wait for scoreboard adjustment. You might have been too excited looking for those points. That just might have been a 4-4 pass, my friend. There we go.
There
now
we
you
go.
have the update. We don't say it till they go up because, you know, sometimes announcers get so excited. We're fans too. Let's be honest.
I mean, this is an exciting game to be
Yeah.
watching. This learning, this knowledge that's being imparted on everybody.
The 3 of us here in the booth, we were so excited for this game because Kent, the politician, our producer, he actually worked with the Tel Aviv Roller Girls when he was there for his actual job. He met with them and conferred with them and discussed derby with them, therefore kind of helping them with a bit of strategy. And Jones, I asked you to join me in the booth because you were very excited to talk about new derby skills and like how exciting it is to watch newer skaters and bring the new derby to people at home that are viewing new derby.
There's not just new skaters, there's new fans. And
That's
having
what I'm
them
saying.
out there, I love sharing the knowledge of roller derby. I love sharing the experiences that I've experienced with roller derby. And yes, knowing the rules makes this so much easier to watch.
And I gotta say, even with my Jewish roots, I was so excited as a derby fan, as a derby athlete, commentator, skater commentator, and a coach. I've been doing this for 14 years, and never did I ever think I would get the privilege to call for Team Baltic. How cool is that?
I mean, Team Baltic, Team Israel, the teams that we've seen. Team
Yeah.
IRN is here.
Yeah.
There's so many teams
Korea.
that years ago did
not exist. And
this is so awesome.
And here's the thing, Team Baltic is made up of some excellent skaters from Granite City, Old Riki Roller Girls, Bay City Rollers. I mean, there's so many phenomenal skaters, not just from Riga Roller Derby and Tartu Roller Derby, but here's a phenomenal skater herself, Kat, picking up lead jammer for the aforementioned Team Baltic. I was just so excited and so honored, and so I was like, I got to get on that call.
I'm very happy to be here and joining you on the call. Vera Ross pulling off their helmet, Vera Toss, my mistake, pulling off her helmet cover. We call that a star stash. They cannot physically hide the star from visibility, but they can hold it in their hand.
They can kind of stash
They
it.
can stash it in their hand, but not so that it's not seen. And then,
The reason why
Yeah.
that is done is because you're hoping that it will not be seen by your opposition, but you're making certain it is seen by the officials. So it does get a little interesting when you think about it. It does have to be visible, but a lot of times
to the officials.
to the officials. But a lot of times your opposition will just be looking for that star on your helmet. So if you remove that, you then just look like a blocker. So it's a bit of a confusionary tactic, but there's nothing confusing about lead jammer. It's going to Psycho Candy one more time.
And Manic Panic, too, making her way out of the box. And the other advantage is pulling off the star makes it look like you might pass it to the pivot for a star pass.
Exactly. So it's a bit of a confusionary tactic, as we said before.
Oh, and we have ourselves a not confused jammer going to the penalty box for a back block.
That was a back block, unfortunately, for Psycho Candy. So 5 more points picked up by Manic Panic and Team Israel. So we're going to have a full 2-minute jam because when your lead jammer goes to the penalty box, that status is then negated. So basically, you guys get to watch roller derby for another minute and 13 seconds right here in this Jam 10 of the second half.
And we're going to watch Manic Panic dance around the pack, slowed down by a couple of blockers. That's the pivot and a blocker helping her out, slowing things right down. Key thing here is slowing things down. The longer it takes a jammer to get around the track, the less time during the 2 minutes they have to score points.
Correct.
So by slowing things down, you're now making less points available in the long run, which is a good tactic, and you'll hear coaches yell slow, slow, slow to their blockers often. Psycho Candy back on the track, as you saw, passing right on your screen right now.
Right now, Manic Panic has already picked up 10 points. That's another 4 on the board. 4 points awarded to Team Baltic. This gap is closing. It's 143 to 204. I know how the scoring looked in the beginning, but that gap is slowly but surely sinking. Closing.
If my math is right, 59 points.
I was going to say 59, but we've both had a couple of concussions,
I don't
haven't
know.
we?
I'm an Army guy.
We'll
I
look
can count
to our
my
producer.
I can pull my shoes off and help things out. I think it's 59 points. And we have an official review again.
All right, so
Correction, official timeout. If you look on your screen, it's tough. You can see where the referees are talking. Right behind them, there's a tall guy wearing a black hoodie, and he's got his hands touching his shoulders. That's the hand sign for official timeout.
he's kind of pointing at his shoulders like, hey, who's got skates on and loves roller derby? This
Who
guy.
loves derby? He's over there. And it looks like we're getting a little bit of maybe one of those. This happens every now and then. Oh, somebody's dropped something. I thought we were having a dance-off. That happens sometimes.
No, that's going to be for the after party. But so our math was incorrect. Thank goodness for Kent the politician. We were both on the same page. It's a 61-point lead for Team Baltic because 61 plus 143
because 43 plus 61 is 204. I can drive a tank, though.
So we're going to get a clarification here for you in just a moment what this beautiful timeout has been. Our referees are alerting us, one of our referees. And also, you're going to notice there's ladies and gents wearing all black on the track.
Let's talk
about that. And those are our NSOs. They are just as important as the men and women in the stripes. In fact, they are 100% essential to the sport of flat track roller derby. Those are our non-skating officials. So when we say officials, you can't just say refs.
Well, officials encompasses all of them.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people say, oh, thank you, refs. Well, what about the NSOs, my friends? So you can see Mr. Rock right there. He's one of the tournament head refs.
Yes.
He has been a journeyman of roller derby as well. He's kind of been all across America. Started his career with the Long Island Roller Rebels.
Wow.
Then graduated up to Gotham Girls Roller Derby. Then transferred out to Rat City Roller Derby, which is Seattle.
Yes.
Angel City Derby, which is Los Angeles.
Yep.
And so he's kind of been a bit of everywhere. So we're going to get back to the action on the track. We did have an illegal call-off, so the jammer started in the penalty box. That is an illegal procedure ruling. We have a lead jammer, that is Steel Panther.
And that is a power start because Manic Panic, the jammer, is sitting in the penalty box. And as you can see, Steel Panther out there on her own, pushing up against those 4 blockers, slightly split apart, grabbing that inside line, getting through, and 5 points going up in the sky there. You'll see the ref making a hand movement. That just assists the score bench with seeing the 5 points so they can put them to the computer. Sometimes you put 4 up, it looks the same.
Some of the aforementioned NSOs are watching
there
for
we go.
those 5 points. And also, it certainly helps the announcers as well.
Yes.
So we can bring that information to you. And right now, I see a closed fist with a blue wristband. That indicates 0 points for Team Israel, 4 points for Team Baltic. You can see right there, she stays on her toe stops, getting just past. Beautiful work by Steel Panther as she decides to call the jam. 143 for Team Israel. 2:13, for Team Baltic. 13 minutes and 18 seconds left to go, Jonesy.
And we've got on the line Thundercats lining on an official timeout once again.
Yeah, so we have another timeout. Let's give a little bit of love to our sponsors.
Let's do that. Let's talk about Pivot Star. Pivot Star UK is here for you. Top quality derby gear with flawless design, tops, tanks, shorts, leggings, and our world famous hoodies, alongside stylish sublimated uniforms. Visit the Pivot Star UK stall today. Alternative, athletic, and awesome. Let's talk some international stuff here. Frogmouth. Let's talk about those Frogmouth uniforms most World Cup teams are wearing. One reason they look so good is that Frogmouth offers free uniform design as part of its service. Frogmouth designers are all women who play roller derby. They have designed hundreds of roller derby uniforms, and they work with you free of charge until you get a unique design that's perfect for your team. Contact Frogmouth today. On the track, Destroyevsky out of the pack first will grab lead for Israel. Thundercats now out of the pack as well. Both sets of blockers getting ready to receive the incoming jammers. The first jammer in will be Destroyevsky. Pack speeding up. You can see there's only 2 blockers on the track for Team Baltic, but that one blocker doing an amazing job of slowing Destroyevsky down. And Destroyevsky will probably pick up.
Well, let's wait and see what she picked up. Let's not ever
She
speculate,
will.
because you never know how many points they saw on the inside. That's the beauty of the advantage point from the refs. They see exactly precisely how many points are passed. Right there, she just got past that last blocker.
That was as she called it off, so she only actually picked up 3 points. If I was here mentioned, you could see on that replay that she didn't pass the hips until she tapped things off.
Correct.
So she only picked up 3 points actually in that. She didn't get her set of hips on that last blocker. She
And
did
again,
a great job.
That's what we were
Yeah.
discussing earlier. You must legally pass the hips of your opposition
It's a perfect example. Thank you.
in order to stop the scoring. So thanks for the assist with the teaching lesson there.
Doris Days out on the track against Kat. And Kat, you can see getting knocked off the track, coming back on. Doris Days at the front, dancing with those 3 blockers, getting knocked to the inside and being brought all the way back as Kat is at the front dealing with those 3 blockers. She's past them. 1 left to get through to grab that initial pass and get out, and she doesn't
Almost
get
gets
that.
by, but Veritas is there to slow her down the pivot. Veritas takes a bit of a tumble, has to re-enter legally. Lead jammer awarded to Cap from Baltic.
The whistle goes. There will be a penalty for.
And you may not have seen the quickness of that, but the star was passed to the pivot from Israel. Number 6 Veritas will now be the jammer. As we mentioned before, that's one of the privileges of being that specialized class of blocker known as the pivot. Great calling of the jam by Cap. Not in time. Vera trying to get her hips around by spinning around her opposition. That's going to be a 0-0 jam. Great call off by Kat. Oh, beautiful stepping through.
Team Baltic picked up 4 points before that turn there, and they left that jam with a 4-0. And looks
Now we
like
do have an official review. Each team is allowed 1 official review per half, and that is going to be charged to the bench of Team Israel.
Okay. Revel contact wear. Revel is the leading tech performance equipment for women in contact sports. The Revelia, a bust and shoulders protection for women, was awarded at ISPO, the world's largest sports and innovation fair in the world. Start the revolution, the first brand for women in contact sports. RevelContactwear.com, REVELE, contactwear.com, hashtag make an impact. Roller Derby Elite, proud sponsor of Team USA Roller Derby. Blood and Thunder, whose belief is life's better on roller skates. Visit them at bloodandthundermag.com for roller derby inspired apparel.
I mean, they definitely aren't wrong. Life is so much better on roller skates.
Oh, it is.
It's really pretty much the best way to live your life.
They don't let us announcers skate around on roller skates, though.
No, that's probably for the best, because
Probably safety.
not all announcers are the most skilled skaters, let's be honest.
That's true.
Some of us are. Some of us are fabulous.
Oh, imagine us like accidentally bumping into somebody as a good effective blocker like you are. How many people you have destroyed already this weekend?
Well, you know.
You know.
So it looks like they were reviewing the points of Israel's jammer, and everything is perfectly fine. There were no points on that last pass. So that review was used by Israel. They will not retain their review because it did not go in their favor. That's what's pretty cool about official reviews. You can question the logic of the officiating staff, like, did you miss this? Did you catch this? What do you think? But if they didn't think you were right, you lose your review.
And of course, it's the timing of the reviews on whether or not it's critical or not. And points are critical right now because they're behind on the score. And on the track, neither jammer's behind. They're both in line with each other. We've got Space Muffin out there with Psycho Candy. Psycho Candy now up at the front with the Israeli blockers. Pops
and
through
Psycho
the pack.
Candy is going to be your lead jammer. So Psycho Candy will be the first one able to pick up points. Space Muffin trying to get her way through the pack. She's trying to pass off that star to the pivot. and that is Destroyevsky.
That's got the star.
Oh, yeah, I got a little tickle in my throat. I apologize.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, well.
Psycho Candy through the back will grab 5 points. As you look to the screen right now, Destroyevsky has not put the star on yet. You will see that, and you won't see that as she leaves the view of the cameras. But Psycho Candy you will see heading into the pack. And she gets through and calls off the jam, locking things down, keeping Destroyevsky from putting any points up. 7 points on the board for Team Baltic, 226 to 146 now.
All right, so Manic Panic, you can kind of see her showcasing, or, just saying, chill, we got this, keep it chill, thumbs up, everybody. Giving words of encouragement to her teammates from Team Israel.
One blocker down for each team in the box as we start this. The penalty box is what I'm referring to, and at the front, Manic Panic will push through that blocking line, and Steel Panther is going to try to get through that, and I see a multiplayer block being issued. Now that's
it
with
looks
two
like the
blockers
referee is holding their own hands.
Exactly. That's because within the pack, the blockers have formed a strong enough wall that you must have to break their body parts to get through, resulting in a multiplayer block.
Well, and that's
but you want to do that.
That's to ensure that you are not impeding gameplay, but also it's a safety factor because nobody wants to get clotheslined by two strong blockers holding hands. I mean, we're into people holding hands. Sure, cool. Tell your friend you love them. However, not on the track, not when it's a jammer trying to get through, or any player, really.
You can push hard against your fellow blocker, locking your shoulders together, but not putting a physical arm across and stopping things.
And again, that's in interest of the gameplay as well as safety. So 4 more points picked up by Team Israel. That's a 13-point jam. 6 points awarded to Team Baltic. 159 for Israel.
That's
232
exactly what they needed,
for Baltic.
13 points.
Yeah, that was a very nice jam for Manic Panic and Team Israel. I think she gave that little pump-up chat to her teammates. Perhaps that helped a bit. We have 7 minutes and 48 seconds left on the clock. Veritas sizing up the situation for Team Israel. And she is doing the dance against 727 Thundercats.
Oh, and a penalty for a forearm being issued on the track.
We're going to
Nobody's
see how it goes
responding, though.
The lead jammer is what I'm going to respond to, and that is Veritas. Oh, that is perfect for the folks watching in Tel Aviv.
Yes.
That is a forearm penalty on Thundercats. So Veritas, very strong jammer for Israel. Unopposed on the track. I'm sure everybody at Mike's Place is going bonkers right now. 5 points for Veritas. That is a grand slam.
She's got several more seconds of this power jam, a chance to get at least 1 or 2 more passes if she gets fast enough around that track, depending what these blockers do from the Baltic states.
Veritas saying clean and legal, re-entering safely, almost getting taken to the outside, decides to call the jam because,
she tried to ice the jammer, but unfortunately,
not in time.
That happened.
So close. Look at, she got stuck there, stayed in clean and legal.
Look at that, beautiful.
Yes, perfect work.
Sidestepping.
Perfect work by Veritas. 167 on the board for Israel, 132 for Team Baltic. So we have Kat on the line for Team Baltic. And that is a birthday girl, Destroyevsky, for Israel. What a great birthday present, man. Hi, I helped start roller derby in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, she'll remember this.
It's my birthday. Hi, I just got lead jammer. I say l'chaim to that.
And right behind her is Kat, though. Both jammers out. Lead, of course, belonging to Israel. But
and here's a gift from the Derby gods for the lead jammer birthday girl. Kat going to the penalty box for a forearm.
Kat not sure about things, though,
No.
looking and questioning the jam ref. Luckily, not picking up a second penalty on that.
But here's the thing, though, and this is what I love about great officials. They understand the level of gameplay and the level of experience. This is to showcase the new talent that will be rising in the world of roller derby of Team Baltic and Team Israel. If this was, say, Team USA versus Canada, that would have been an automatic insubordination.
Oh, yes.
The reason for that, folks at home and at Mike's Place, is because you must leave the track immediately when you are assessed a penalty. However, I think they're being a little bit more forgiving on that.
Immediately into the outside. Don't cut through the middle because you'll get that insubordination.
You sure will. So, Destroyevsky. Oh, listen to us. We're both such fans. She gets out and around, picking up 5 more points.
Of course, it's her birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
Why wouldn't we?
Gotta love a birthday girl.
Cats back on the track, and I hear whistles blow down at the other end, and 5 points being picked up on that pass for Dostoyevsky.
Yep, that jam ended. A nice double grand slam for the birthday gal. 177 for Team Israel, 232 for Team Baltic. It looks like Team Baltic's taking a team timeout. So I think it's time to give a little love to our sponsors.
Our sponsors like Sisu Mouthguards, perhaps, the official mouthguard of the 2018 Roller Derby World Cup.
Yeah, they have been one of the fine sponsors for this here Roller Derby World Cup.
And speaking of initiatives, Girls on Track Foundation. Huge initiative, amazing initiative. Did you know that by the age of 14, girls are dropping out of sports twice the rate of boys? Well, we think roller derby can help change that stat. Learn more at http://www.girlsontrackfoundation.org.
I got to be honest, as a young little Jewish lass, it was not really promoted for me to be an athlete.
No.
And my dear departed grandma was so proud when she got to see me play roller derby. But you know what? I didn't start playing roller derby until I was 25 years old.
If and you're like 27 now, right?
You seriously can't do math, sir, because I am 39 and proud. But point being is, if I would have had the assistance of such a wonderful organization, maybe I would have had the confidence to start playing earlier. But you know what we have tomorrow? We're watching exhibition right now.
That's going to be so much fun
We got
as
some
well.
juniors derby tomorrow, folks. So for those of you tuning in at Mike's Place and beyond, be sure to tune in for our junior expo. Right here, right now, we have Manic Panic causing a panic in the venue, picking up lead jammer for Team Israel. And right behind her, Psycho Candy.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, you can see the improvement in these players since the beginning of the game. You can see them getting out and understanding what's happening, and you know, they're leaving the pack with a sense of urgency. They're more situationally aware, and yeah, just during this Expo game, the improvement on these players of all the blockers and jammers has been incredible, and it's great to watch. And that was a 4-4 jam for Baltic and Israel, bringing the score 236 to 181. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left on the track. Steel Panther lining up against Veritas once again. Pardon me, sorry about that.
You just got so excited. It was a little bit of a hiccup. So, because we only have 3 minutes and 50 seconds left about. Veritas jamming again, scooping up the inside. Nice little skip-a-rooney up the inside for Team Israel, picking up lead jammer. Look at the smile on her face. I mean, I gotta say, years and years and years ago, like years ago, maybe almost double-digit years ago, we started talking about Jewish roller derby, and so getting to see her play at the World Cup, I'm getting a little verklempt.
I hear you. I tell you, it's an amazing evening tonight. She calls off the jam, grabs 4 points.
The smile on her face, though, oy vey, she's so cute.
And if you look to the track now, you watch her getting through and missing. Getting clipped, though, by number 84.
Yeah, because support, Sup is what her name is on the roster. Correct. But she supported Veritas' trip to the ground, and boy, that was beautiful.
That's right. And
nice work by Sup.
Dostoyevsky going to line up against Thundercats. 3 minutes left in this game. We're going to see some strong jammers, I think, being put out by Israel. They got to get those points back up before the end of this game if they want to step out and win it.
Agreed.
You know what? But we all win because it's an amazing game either way.
I'm not joking when I say verklempt. I'm so excited right here to see Team Baltic.
Thundercats.
Look at lead jammer. I'm like such a fangirl for Thundercats. I mean, she's fantastic, and who doesn't love a good Thundercats ho kind of shout?
And Dostoyevsky trying to take that inside line and doing just that by bouncing off 2 hits.
And she kind of shook it off and went, whoa, that was rough, but she made it.
Cats went around the outside and got her points, and then immediately, like I said, these kids.
Brilliant.
Kids. Of course, we're a little old.
Well, I think it's just because they're newer to derby, and so it's not meant in any negative way.
Since the beginning of the game.
Yeah, it's
like
just
she
beautiful.
immediately got out, and she didn't even have to look at the coach to what I do next. I know that I got out and got my points. I'm going to lock down that other jammer, and she tapped those hips right away. Putting 4 on the board for Baltic, bringing them up to 240 over 185.
And great clock management, by Thundercats, calling the jam because you could have kept skating, but then you run the risk of getting penalties. You run the risk of your opponents
getting points.
Exactly. Manic Panic trying to find her way through that pack. She does, picking up lead jammer for Team Israel.
This is good for Israel.
Very good for Israel and all the viewers back in Tel Aviv at Mike's Place. So Manic Panic is about to approach the pack. There she is. Nice hit from Inez Rodriguez into Manic Panic, but Manic Panic kept it going.
And Kat has not made it out of the pack. Of course, as I say that, she does just that. That is the announcer curse.
That's the announcer 101. Don't say it because the opposite happens. And a track cut. Who is that going to be assessed to? We're going to have to wait and see which player that went to. That is Druckmann. No, I'm sorry, that's not Druckmann. That is 808. Sid Licious. I apologize,
Who's
Sid.
got little people watching from home.
She does. She has the kiddos. Isla and Aria.
There you go.
4 points for Team Israel.
See Mom in the penalty box up there to the right.
That's okay. Kids, tell your mom she's the one that's grounded. So, unfortunately for the three of us here in the booth and you, the viewers at home, we're winding down.
Wow.
Now, don't get confused. It looks like 40 seconds left on the clock, but guess what, folks? You get a little bit extra derby here. The jam clock will always supersede the period clock if it ticks down to 0. Don't worry, we'll keep going until the jam clock ceases to run. We do have a new jammer here in Doris Days from Tel Aviv. But your lead jammer, we got Psycho Candy.
Yes. And yes, as you see on the scoreboard down at the bottom of your screen at home, the jam clock is the left clock and the period clock is on the right, which is at 8 seconds right now. So like Val mentioned, that will expire, but the jam clock will keep going for the full 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Doris Day is getting recycled and bringing herself back to the back of the pack. Psycho Candy is out of the front and still with lead.
So really, while the clock has ceased to run, they still have a good minute or so. So it's completely up to Psycho Candy as she is lead jammer.
Yes.
So if she wants to keep skating because this is the World Cup, she keeps skating. If she says, you know,
looks like she's doing
I feel pretty good about this
you
win,
go.
I'm going to call it a day. Congratulations to Team Baltic. We're going to wait for the official final to be told to us. You never know. You never know what's going to happen.
So what happens now in a game normally is the two jam referees that were tracking their players go over to the score table and they will count the score and verify that the math is correct. Thankfully, that's not me or you, as we saw earlier.
No, because we are not mathematicians.
And once it's done, it will become final down at the bottom of your screen, where right now it's sitting at unofficial. The teams are gathering together, as you can see on your screen. Boom, there you go, final.
All right, so it is officially final, and what a pleasure it has been.
That was
194
just
to 252. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm so choked up right now.
A great score,
and
too.
not just because you know, I grew up in a household where we spoke Yiddish fluently, but I am very, very excited because I got to call, and you got to call, and Kent got to be a master on the production level for Team Baltic. How cool is this?
That's so cool.
How cool is this?
If you look at the screen right now, this is something that we do in roller derby. The teams finish the game, and then they go out to the trackside and high five. The fans come out to the side. They high five. Some of those fans are high-level players that are here just to show their, like, good job.
Yeah.
And the teams are going through, Team Baltic going through right now. Once they're finished high-fiving Team Israel is going to do their skate around. And there's pride all over the place here.
Yeah.
I can see it in your eyes.
I know, I'm getting a little glimpse. What can I say? I'm going to cry.
It's completely understandable. This is an amazing situation right now. And look on your screen, just all these people that are supporting. Some of them might not have even known about this, but they're here to support these people developing. I see Team Canada members out there. I see just people from all over. This is great and amazing.
Oh yeah, I'm just so overwhelmed.
And understandable.
Oh God, look at the brilliant smiles on Team Israel's face.
Oh, they're coming to see
they
us.
just came
We're
over.
so
Oh
lucky.
my God, this is amazing.
Oh,
thank you.
you guys,
Thank you.
amazing. What an honor. Wow, Team Israel coming
all the
in.
hugs and kisses.
Oh,
They're
we are
seeing
so
me
lucky.
cry like a goofball.
Oh,
I said I'm a little
guys.
verklempt. I can't handle this.
And they're now going
Thank you
over.
so
Hopefully we
much.
can pan over with the camera.
Destroyevsky just came up and just said thank you.
Oh, they're going to go over for their photo to the right of us.
Well, this has been fantastic. I'm an emotional wreck. Oy vey, this is terrible.
What an honor to have done this with you. I appreciate it so much.
Yes, thank you so much to the two of you gents for joining me, for Kent the politician, and for G.I. Jones. This is Val Capone signing off. We couldn't be
There
more
they
proud
are. Look at the pride.
than to call the first ever games at the Roller Derby World Cup for Team Baltic and Team Israel. Congratulations to Team Baltic for taking the win, but we're gonna sign off now because I gotta go collect myself. I do appreciate you. And please send us your pictures, send us your tweets on
Oh,
every
I
social
can't
media
wait
platform.
to check Twitter after this.
Hashtag RDWC 2018. No matter what you use, please do so. We appreciate you tuning in. Thank you to all members of Germy Nation, and we'll be talking to you very soon. Thank you.